And this is something funny when we fear, but it's actually very sad. Islam has become ritual, just numbers. If you do 1,000 times this, you get this. Well, go ahead. If you do 100 times this, you get this. I don't understand. 20 this and 20. We are after numbers. Go after numbers. Ustaz, how much this? 20? How much like this? No. Dude, where's the spirituality of it? You pray just 2 rak'ahs of Fajr, 4 rak'ahs of Dhuhr, 4 rak'ahs of Asr, 3 of Maghrib, and 4 of Isha. And you don't pray anything else. You give only 2.5% zakah and no sadaqah at all for the rest of your life. You fast only month of Ramadan and you never fast a single optional prayer. All of that is done with spirituality and 100% iman and hope in the rewards of Allah. You are guaranteed Jannah. Guaranteed. You know why we do all of this extra stuff? You know why? Just to make up. You know, just to make up. Why do they put extra oil in the thing? You know, in the poor countries, like in my country, when there was an unexpected guest, they used to put extra fat inside the rice and the food. You know why? Because you don't have to eat too much. That's what we do, just a whole. But is fat good? No. Protein is what's good for you. We're just putting extra fat and oil and, you know, when you're buying, you know, the juice, they put sugar because those fruits unripe. It's fake. It's fake. Our salah is fake. We just have to make up for a whole bunch of sunnahs. And even our sunnah is even more fake because it's just sunnah. Our hajj and umrah. I'm surprised. There's a lot of people, you know, they take bribes, they steal money, and then they say, I have to go for hajj. MashaAllah, hajj. What money? I go for umrah. You know, so you look at some of these celebrities, some of these models, they come here, you're like, are you Muslim? And then they post some pictures of them in front of the Kaaba. MashaAllah. But you know, it tells me, alhamdulillah, they have good hearts. Alhamdulillah. May Allah give them hidayah, inshallah. I don't think bad about them. It surprises me in a good way. Wallah, I make dua for them when I see it. I say, look, at least, you know, they're not so rebellious. They have that conscience. They're just a bit weak here and there. Don't give your good deeds to them by backbiting. Yeah, because they might end up going to Jannah with your good deeds. They don't have that much. They were modeling and say, okay, maybe I didn't pray. Your prayer will take them to Jannah. Why? Because you were backbiting. Say, look at her hijab. She thinks this is hijab. Okay, no problem. Allah, you're taking it from her honor. You say, but that's true. That's called backbiting. If it's not true, that's called slander. And then next thing you know, you're in Qantara, and then she's taking all of your good deeds. She said, thank you very much. She enjoyed this world, and she's enjoying Jannah. You had a hard time in this world, and now you're going to have a hard time over there. So, خَسِرَ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. He lost both ad-dunya and akhirah. ذَلِكَ هُوَ الْخُسْرَانُ الْمُبِينُ. That is a very manifest, a clear loss. Don't be stupid like that. Don't be giving away your good deeds. You work so hard for it. Okay? Don't make the angels write that down and make them a proof against you on the day of judgment. Don't do that. Okay? So, everyone ready to perform? Now, I bet you guys are like, when is Laylatul Qadr coming? Yeah, because you want those angels. And for also the Prophet ﷺ says, when a person makes wudu and he puts perfume and he prays, the angels come. I told you they don't have any desires, huh? So they don't have any sexual stuff. They come and they will kiss you on your lips. You make wudu and you put atar, perfume on, and you stand in prayer. The angels are coming in there. They put their lips to your lips. Why? Because they want that Quran going directly into them. So as if they are kissing you.
This is just in Ramadan.
Outside of Ramadan as well. Yeah, but I'm making it in Ramadan because we typically tend to pray more and extra in Ramadan. Okay? So you have the angel saying, I don't want your words going anywhere else. Come, say it goes directly into them. And they're not given the ability to read the Quran, so they can listen to it. And that is their nourishment, I guess you could say. Like their food. It's not food. It's their soul nourishment. And the angels standing by the gates of Jannah, gates of the what is masjid, shaking your hands, coming, welcoming you. They know it's Ramadan. And then we ask, oh, yesterday was the Laylatul Qadr. Oh man, I missed it. I thought it was going to be. Now your regret, is it benefiting you? No. That night passed on you and passed on him, right? It passed on you and passed on them as well. I knew you slept. Them, they were in the company of the angels. And then what happens? Next Ramadan comes the same thing. Next Ramadan comes the same thing. 40 years Ramadan comes and leaves the same thing. So you go in and out the same way. Just like dirty clothes, we have a saying. Dirty clothes in cold water. Or dirty dishes in cold water. In cold water, oily dishes never gets cleaned. Goes in, comes out the same way. So this is really an opportunity for us. You know what? That's it. I'm done with my old ways. I'm going to make this Ramadan completely different. I'm going to make sure the angels, they record my name in every single step I take to the masjid. And I read Quran, I'm going to be famous. And guess what? You make dua, they say, we know this voice. We always hear this voice. Let him through. And then all of a sudden, something happens, you make dua, they say, who's this voice? We don't know him. Don't let him through. It's Ramadan. I need you guys all to make a promise to yourself before anyone else. Make a promise. This Ramadan is my last Ramadan. You know the Prophet ﷺ, yesterday we finished the 40 hadith. Yeah? We finished the 40 hadith. And in the last hadith, or one of the last hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, Kun, kana yakunu kun, fit dunya, in this dunya, be, ka'annaka gharib, as if you are a gharib, stranger, aw abiru sabil, or like a traveler. This hadith I knew it since I was a kid. I never really understood the reality of it. You know, one is to know the hadith, oh yeah, and then you read the explanation, but one is to live the hadith, or one is to know the reality of it. I never knew the reality or the real understanding of this hadith until I live here in Malaysia. I'm here as a stranger, or as a passerby. I'm here on a yearly visa. So do you think I'm going to go sofa shopping? Huh? Do you think I'm going to go and, mashallah, let me buy this, and let me buy this, and let me buy nice curtains? No. Why? I'm just here as a traveler. This is just here so I can finish whatever I have come here to do. Right? Just come here, do whatever I need to do, and then go. My wife bugs me. You need to buy this. I said, you know, my visa is expired, so we're going to go back. No problem. And then over there, I trick her like this. That's the only way. And then next thing you know, we go to another country. I'm there for 2-3 years. It's the same thing. Because we did the same thing in Egypt, in Dubai, then here. And you live like this. Why? Then you don't have any attachment. Then when I'm dying, am I worried who's going to buy my car? Well, I say, oh, alhamdulillah, good. Anyone, the thieves want to take my car, go ahead. It's a ni'mah for me. I have an excuse to buy another car. You don't have an attachment to this world. Now you have all of this gold and this nice car. And then the angel of death said, time's up. Your soul is like, no, not time up. No, you're attached. You have 2-3 houses, and then you're like, oh, what am I supposed to do? I didn't settle its affairs. Yeah. So you live in this dunya like what? You live in this dunya as if you are a traveler. You are going to Vanuatu, for example. I had a stopover in Singapore, 5-6 hours. They had casinos, they had hotels, they had restaurants, they had people to buy real estate. A smart person is what? Like, hey, listen, I'm just gonna eat a little bit here. There's a lodging. 5 hours, you pay like 100. You pay like 60 Singaporean dollars. 58.85. You stay there, you take a shower, you sleep a bit. 6 hours. What you gonna do? That's enough. Why? Because you're supposed to come here back to Malaysia, or you're supposed to go to Vanuatu. So where is our destination? Huh? Jannah. Allah doesn't say you don't work. Allah say work. Don't put the love of work in your heart to the point where you don't pray your salah on time. To the point where your fasting is like whatever. To the point where your hijab is at risk. Oh no, I have to put this, and I have to put like this because my boss. Allah doesn't say don't eat. Eat. Make sure you eat halal. Make sure you earn halal. Allah doesn't tell us don't do it. He said do that, but make sure you don't lose focus of your akhirah. You guys understand? Lose focus of your akhirah. You lose focus. Then when you're dying, your soul is attached to this dunya. It doesn't want to come out. It's like. So what happens? It's snatched, and that's why the guy is in so much pain. Whereas the person, he's like, Ahlan wa sahlan, I was waiting for you guys. The soul is so easy, it comes out. Because he knows, he recognizes, the soul recognizes him. Why? Because he's always with the angels, in this kind of halaqah, in the masjid. He feels their presence, the soul feels it. In Ramadan, I guarantee you 100%. I guarantee you 100%, huh? In Ramadan, don't we feel tranquility? Wallahi, all of us, we feel tranquility. You know why? We're always with the angels. That's why. We feel tranquility because we're only obeying Allah. We're reading Quran. Wallahi, at the end of Ramadan, I'm crying. I don't want Ramadan to end. I'm crying, literally. All of us, we are crying. We don't want it to end. In the beginning, we're like, oh, we're crying because it came. At the end, we're crying because it's leaving. Right? Why is that? Because I mentioned in the purification of the soul. Remember the 3 different types of hearts I mentioned? Because the soul is living. Why is it living? With the dhikr of Allah, the Quran, the worship of Allah, the obedience of Allah. The heart is alive now. You're feeding it. You're feeding it with all of this. You're going to the masjid every single day. You made your schedule such where you're going to the masjid every single day. The soul sees the angels. It feels this presence. Maybe the physical body doesn't. But the soul feels it. And then, when the soul feels it, it becomes alive. It's attached to those angels. Good company, good. And then what happens when Ramadan is about to end? You're like, I wish it was like this every day because I'm not really losing anything. I'm actually gaining. Right? I'm gaining it. And then, so our heart is actually crying, not us. Our stomach is crying with no food. Our heart is crying because now we're not giving it food. Listen to your heart. So then when he's dying, he recognizes the angels coming. He sees it. So now he's happy to leave. Everyone else is crying. Yeah? When he was coming into this world, what was happening? He was crying. You know what? You think he wants to? He was just taken out of Jannah. Alim al-Arwah. He was coming. Oh, he's crying. Why are you put me here? Then he lived his life such. Now he is happy to leave this God-forsaken place. And everyone else is crying. But he's happy. He said, this dunya, you want me to exchange it for, no way. I already made a deal with Allah. His Ramadan, his fasting, yeah, it was not just staying away from food and drink. He was staying away from sins too. You're staying away from those things which will bring about displeasure of Allah. When he does that, and you guys are all in agreement with me, his soul is gonna miss Ramadan. His soul. And then when the next Ramadan comes, he's like, oh, that's because his soul is dead. He doesn't, not dead, sick. A sick person, he wants medicine? He doesn't want medicine. He's like, no, no, no. And then when he gets well, he's like, Alhamdulillah, you gave me medicine. He's so thankful to the doctor. When he's in the hospital, he's cursing the doctors. Is he not? No? Alhamdulillah, you guys have not become so sick. Me? I'm cursing the doctors every time. When I had, what did I have? Dengue. You know, I fled the hospital. Ask them. The nurses were like, where is the patient? All the needles I had, I left. I said, what? You guys are a bunch of frauds.
You left and came back, or you left?
No, I left, and then my 2 doctor students brought me back. They took my picture, sent it to a whole bunch of my other students, and I had all these stuff already. Huh?
And the bank.
Yeah, and the bango, you know, just in case if I got lost, the police can send me back. Yeah, we're cursing those doctors, right? But then what happens? When we get well? Why? Because when we are sick, we hate the doctors, we hate medicine, we hate everything. Right? Just like when we have a sick heart, we don't like Ramadan. We don't like it's so hard. But then, when we get well, we are so thankful. We miss even the hospital, maybe not the hospital food, but we're so thankful to the doctors and the nurses. And yeah? Why? Because now we are healthy. Same thing when our heart is healthy in Ramadan, we are missing it. We wish the whole year was Ramadan. Why? Because we realized we didn't really lose anything. We didn't. My time, alhamdulillah, more barakah now. I'm getting things done. Actually. My wife loves me more. My husband loves me more because I'm involved in the ita'ah of Allah. We are united as a family because now I never saw my kids before. Now I see my kids going with me. Not only I see them going with me to the masjid. You see that barakah Allah puts. Angels are protecting you and your family from hasad, from evil eye, from shar of men and jinn. They said, he's one of us. He's one of us. I see him in the masjid. Just like, you know, you see one guy from the masjid, you see him in KLCC. Assalamu alaikum, how are you? You know, or you see him like on the side of the road, right? What you gonna do? You see a million people on the side of the road. You stop your car to help them? No, you don't. But you see from your own surah, from your own masjid, you stop. What do you think the angels are going to do? You're in trouble? Hey, he's one of us. This guy, no wonder I couldn't hear the Quran today coming out from the house. Where is he? He is in the hospital. He's in the hospital. That's why they cry when a righteous person dies. You know that? You know why they cry? He said, oh, all the good deeds we used to take, we cannot take anymore. They cry when a righteous person dies. And they're happy when a wretched person dies. They make janazah, they come in the janazah for a righteous person. And they're so happy. They come, you know, with the whole delegation. So, let's make good with the angels. We've already made good with, you know, with Allah. Let's make also good with the angels. And then inshallah next week, or no, tomorrow. Oh, alhamdulillah, tomorrow.
Next week.
Tomorrow we will cover the other pillars of Iman. Any questions? Allah removes for every day that you fast your face away from Jahannam to the length of 70 years of traveling. How do you know how deep is Jahannam? How do you know? Maybe it's 1 million years. And how deep are you going to be then? And that's why fasting can ultimately also save you from Jahannam. Even though you have given away all of your good deeds and everything, Allah will say, you know what, because of your fasting, I will put you in Jannah. Or He will tell the people that you have abused and accused and talked against and taken their rights. Allah will say, don't take it from him, I'll give it to you. Because Allah loves your fasting. So He will come to your defense on that day when no one else can. So He will tell the person who's seeking justice, Allah say, I will give you the reward. Don't take it from him. So the guy, He makes him content with that. Why? Because Allah loves you so much, He's trying to protect your good deeds from being given away. That's possible. That's possible. That's the mercy of Allah. Can you say no to Allah for that? No.
So Sheikh, for you to get those benefits.
Which benefits? You're talking as if you are an insurance company.
No, no. No, for the rewards that we're going to get. For example, if you're doing a good fasting, for example, like you said, does it include also that you have to complete tarawih or just fasting?
Yeah, that's my
Because
What
question
do you
also.
mean? What do you mean?
Just now you said, make sure you make your qiyam well and tarawih and all that, so that your fasting month reward is like wow. So is it fasting up to Maghrib that is already considered this one? The one that Allah rewards, or the whole day of complete?
Allah rewards what?
The one you said that the reward is His, that we do not let other people take our reward only for fasting.
That's only fasting, yeah.
Yeah, so only fasting, but it doesn't include what we do after,
That hadith? No,
perfect
it's
tarawih
only-
and all that. Just the fasting.
Fasting. So
Fasting.
you can do more to the
Yeah, there you go.
So my third one is, does this only for Ramadan? What about other fastings that we do?
Yes,
Like
also.
sunnah.
Also. No one can take that away from you. Good question.
You were talking about just now about reading the Quran in the technique of 5 minutes or something.
Tomorrow.
Or tomorrow.
Because we didn't get to the Quran part yet.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're drinking water and the adhan goes off, go ahead, drink your water. I promise you guys at the end of the class. If I'm drinking water, Allahu Akbar, I'm like, or if I'm eating
Finish it.
and I didn't finish my bowl of cereal or whatever it is, finish it. Yeah, but don't say okay. Finish it fast. Yeah, finish it. Don't add more. If you're eating and you have one more bite to eat, finish that one more bite to eat. Even the adhan is going on.
So I have a question. Can we take the ahkam from only fiqh perspective, or we have to take it from also spiritual?
Like what?
Like now when you say fiqh will give you this, but
Yeah, spirituality will help you to make it better. Fiqh, yeah, ahkam can only... Fiqh
so
means...
you can only take fiqh without.
No, what do you mean? Ahkam from the spirituality. Like, give me an example. You cannot take ahkam from the
No.
spirituality.
Like when you said your mother-in-law, you don't have to take care of her.
Yeah, you don't have to. You can throw
So
her
I can-
away on the street. You can.
Doing
Okay, so this is
That's fiqh. And you will not be punished on the day of judgment. But if you take care of her, then you will get that which no one else will get. You see that?
it's about
She makes
doing
one
it.
dua when she's dying. She makes one dua when she dies. Don't you think Allah will accept that dua? So then based upon that, can I say now it's wajib to make, to serve your mother-in-law? No, I can't say that. It still remains optional. But then we say, we make fiqh. So if someone asks me, I don't want to move, I don't want to live with my mother-in-law, I don't want to serve her, can I move out? I'll say, yeah, you can, but, and then I'll mention that. That takes 1 second, the other takes 1 hour. Yeah, you have to put that balance. What people say, 1 hour fiqh, and then you say, and if you want to, go ahead. And then 1 minute of just the spirituality of it.
Does
No, the
that
spirituality is what's going to help you on the day of judgment.
does that mean that the faith, okay, which is you're not punishable, you're not sinful, but by doing it, like that lady got her bucket
What do you mean?
That lady that died in
Yeah.
Umrah. So because she did that extra, she's not punishable, not sinful for not doing it, but she decided to do it.
Yeah.
That
Now, if a
brought
person
her-
decides not to do it, well, it's the same thing is going to happen to you. So don't feel sorry for yourself. Then.
So it's like
It's fiqh.
ihsan. It's more.
What goes around
Ihsan,
comes around.
ihsan, yeah. Extra.
Yeah,
Okay,
ihsan,
I have
that's the
ihsan.
highest.
Yeah.
So you just have Islam.
Yeah.
Pray 5 times. What is Islam? Islam is
Pray.
salah, fasting. You just have that. You don't have muhsin. What's the highest? Muhsin. Not Muslim. Muslim will not take you to Jannah.
Strong.
Yeah, Muslim only guarantees you will not be in Jahannam forever.
What about that person who asked
Mu'min.
Rasulullah
Yeah.
إذا صليت
Yes, yes.
العباد تضمن الجنة فقال نعم.
Yes, he will go to Jannah.
But no,
Eventually. You have to listen to what I said. Islam only guarantees that you will not be in Jahannam forever. You understand what I mean? Think about that for a minute.
Passport.
Huh?
Like a passport.
Yeah. Islam means you will not be in Jahannam forever. Iman means you will not go to Jahannam. Until you go to Jannah. قالت الأعراب آمنا قل لم تؤمنوا ولكن قولوا أسلمنا. That means that's it. You just accepted Islam. That means you cannot go to Jannah. Otherwise, then I'm Muslim. Everyone will go to Jannah. No, you have to have minimum Iman. Then the highest is Ihsan.
So some Muslims are going to, maybe they go to.
Yeah, some of them will go to
forever.
Jahannam, but not forever. Don't we know about that? Right? They will go to Jahannam, but not forever because they have Islam.
It's a very simple one, but the fast that protects you from Jahannam, it must be a quality fast, right? It can't just be a fast, but then you're watching dramas.
What do you think we're talking about? We're talking about, that quality of fast that will... Yeah, that's our whole topic. Our whole topic is we're going to fast with Iman.
Yeah.
Which means what? I talked about Allah. Now I talk extensively about the angels. That's the quality. By the time we're done with Qadr, then you're like, okay, now that's the quality fast. Because we're going to use the books, our belief in the books, how to help us. Our belief in the prophets, how it will help us. Our belief in the Day of Judgment, how it will help us to give a quality fast. Our belief in the Qadr, how it will help us to give us the quality.
Be forgiven. We need to, to do it.
To be forgiven, that's all we need is forgiveness. You're forgiven, Jannah is right there.
But how can you be watching drama, like the regular drama, or any program in between, whatever, when you're supposed to restrain from all that, but the drama has,
All those elements.
yeah. So it's like almost maybe not even valid, the fast. We don't know. But if Allah says is to restrain from all that, and you're still doing it, then how is that? It's like eating,
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. But we don't know what is
Is
the...
it true that before Ramadan was fasting in Ramadan was fasting involved also not saying bad things. So if you're
Yeah, I mentioned that.
but during Muhammad Sallam's time, the 3 days of fasting per month, I think he had to do. That included not saying bad words.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
So Sheikh, in one of the ayahs said, fasting is one of the way to attain taqwa. So in order to attain taqwa, we have to, do the fasting out of iman and.
Yes, in the true sense. Of course.
Yeah.
Whatever I have mentioned
Yeah.
is all part of taqwa. Not watching the dramas, not filling your tummies with food, not involving yourself in even love talk. Love means useless talk.
Yeah. That's how,
No
yeah.
sin, no benefit.
Then
No sin, no benefit. Like, yes, I went to the supermarket today and I bought, you know how much the milk was for? Wallahi, $5.50 per. That's useless talk. No sin, no nothing. You don't even involve. He said, instead of me wasting my time and energy on this, I can go ahead and say, hey, you know what I read today? Like that.
So
Check if we zip our mouth, but then we hear things from.
Then zip this one too.
stay away.
To put your flag.
That's I think WhatsApp should close during Ramadan.
Yeah, maybe.
That really
When you talk about the fasting in Ramadan, does that also apply for us when we do our that Monday, Thursday kind of fasting? Does that also
Does that
apply?
Fasting.
Does what apply what?
I mean, this fasting with Iman. I mean,
No, this is only in Ramadan.
it's only-
It says whoever fast Ramadan. That's why Ramadan is different.
But you can also do that. I mean, fasting with quality.
Of course, anytime, but not the same reward as Ramadan. All right, inshallah. Thank you.